Hello students, welcome to the second session of machine learning course. Today we are going to discuss the following topics. In the last class we had discussed the introduction of machine learning and we had defined what is the machine learning. Today we are going to discuss the different types of machine learning, that is different types of machine learning paradigm, and why to learn and some applications. The machine learning paradigms are broadly categorized into four types: supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, and reinforcement learning. The supervised learning comes the place where the data set given, each observation or sample is labeled. Look at the diagram having two dimensions, each data point having values corresponding to each dimension. But apart from that, there is a target class that is labeled. Let us say it is red, brown, and green. So each data point, apart from the having value of corresponding to each dimension, it is labeled with additional information. This additional information is going to help the learning faster, or learning will be easier and faster. Now you may ask why the labeling makes the learning faster. Let us have some example. Say you are trying to teach a kid to recognize some objects, let's say pen. So if you show the object and you also label as it is a pen, it is a pen, it is a pen, so that next time whenever you ask what is this, kid may find easier to answer because the labeling makes the kid faster, learning faster. On the other hand, if you show many objects, okay, and in fact same objects, and we don't tell the name, okay, kid may take more time to learn what is this actually. Maybe based upon the purpose, like all the three things are used in writing. So the kid may say that, okay, these all are being used for same purpose, so these all are pen. But it may take longer time to learn. So the purpose of labeling is making the learning process faster, and it is mainly for the classifying the objects. Okay, and in fact, if the target is categorical like red, brown, and green, then it is called classification. And if the target variable is continuous, it is called regression analysis. So based upon the output variables makes the learning process faster and easier. But on the other hand, coming to unsupervised learning, we have a data set, all may look similar at certain level. Let us say one example, we have web server log file. So in web server log file, we have IP address, timestamp like date and time. We have amount of bytes accessed, the type of browser we used, and the status, success or unsuccess status. So in this example, we do not have the each entry labeled. Each entry may look similar, and the task is to find out the fraud user given the web server log file. So how do you find? That comes under unsupervised learning. But having the expert knowledge, if you label each entry of the web log file with fraud and legitimate like that, then it may be supervised. Then it will be easier to classify, okay, what makes the fraud user and what makes the legitimate user, and you can construct the model easily. As given in this diagram here, each data object having its value, but it is not labeled. So in order to cluster them, in order to make them in group, because first we have to group them based upon their features. These features may be, okay, based upon the similarity between two objects, proximity, dissimilarity. So based upon the similarity of objects, we have to find out similarity of the object from all remaining objects, and whichever makes it the maximum similarity, we have to place the object in that particular cluster. Okay. So learning is a little difficult. Okay. And also we have to make the cluster in such a way that the intra-class or intra-cluster similarity should be maximum and inter-class similarity should be as low as possible in order to make the good clusters. So the clustering, association rule mining, this comes under unsupervised learning. Next is semi-supervised learning. The semi-supervised learning is a more natural way of learning. Generally the human concept learning, human beings learn the way semi-supervised learning is theorized. In supervised learning, a set of training examples are labeled and also a set of training examples are unlabeled. Okay. In our real life, we learn something from the labeled data. Labeled data means there is some teacher or parent or someone to tell what is this, what is the object and what is the object for. But we learn many of the things where no one is there to guide. We learn by themselves, by correlating them with its purpose and with previous experiences. So having a set of data which are guided, some set of data which are not guided, together makes semi-supervised learning, and it is more practical because getting the labeled data always is not feasible. In many of the areas, we gather the data from different sensors which are not labeled easily, but in order to make them labeled, it needs additional effort and it is expensive. So we have to devise a set of algorithms in order to make it more practical, okay, to make it semi-supervised. Okay. As you look at here in the diagram, some samples are labeled and some data point what is close to each other unlabeled. So we infer it and we can label it by on to make it as same class object. The last one is reinforcement learning. It is mainly applicable in gaming field and robot programming. There, in order to take the decision in particular environment, particular situation, we may not have sufficient knowledge. So at that moment we take the action And next we get the feedback, and based upon feedback it may be reward or penalties. Based upon the feedback we create the policies so that the next time our decision will be better, our performance will be better. So based upon the feedback we try to improve the performance at some tasks that comes under reinforcement learning. The same things are explained here. Students can go through that. This PPT will be shared with you. Okay. The next is sometimes after studying all those previous what we studied, you may ask why to learn. Already we have sufficient amount of mathematics and physics. Why to make the machine learning model? So some of the points are gathered here. It is applicable the place where human expertise does not exist. The place like where the air is not there, we cannot survive, or the temperature is too high, we cannot sustain there. So at that place we can create a machine and construct the model and get the work done. The place where humans are unable to explain their expertise. For example, speech recognition, fingerprint and retina recognition. The human is not efficient. If I give you the thumb impression of two persons, same or different, by looking at the image, it's very difficult or practically impossible for a human being to recognize the fingerprint. The place where solution changes over the time. Okay, so machine is more efficient at the place, like routing algorithm in computer network. The place where data is huge. Okay, manually it's not feasible to understand and explain the data. So the machine learning applications can explain it. Some other applications where the machine learning is preferred: speech recognition, natural language processing, computer vision, medical outcomes analysis, robot control, computational biology. It is the Gartner report in 2017. The machine learning is here. The vertical axis is expectation, how much we expect from the technologies, and horizontal axis is time to adopt in mainstream. So machine learning, it has very high expectation, okay, to our industries, real life problem solving. Machine learning expectation is much high. And this color shows that it is still to be adopted in mainstream, and it may take another 2 to 5 years. But still very few industries have adopted the machine learning, and it may take some more time to adopt in industries. And so we have a very large scope of implementation of machine learning ahead, and students may have large scope of making their careers in machine learning field. Thank you for this session, and again we shall meet in the next session. For any queries, I have given link to the Moodle. You can upload it there.